Good morning, students. Let's begin our social science class in continuation of NCRT History chapter Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Today's content: Making a Socialist Society, Stalinism and Collectivization. Making a Socialist Society. Socialism is an economic system where the means of production, such as money, owned by the states or public. In Russia, it was introduced by Lenin, who aimed to make Russia a socialist society. Bolsheviks kept industries and banks nationalized during the civil war in Russia. Peasants were permitted to cultivate the land that had been socialized. A process of centralized planning was introduced. Officials assessed how the economy could work and set target for a 5 years period. On this basis, they made the 5 year plans. This centralized planning led to the growth of economy, industry, and factories. But it had some negative impact too. Rapid construction led to the poor working condition. In the city of Magnitogorsk, the construction of a steel plant it was achieved in 3 years. In winter time at 40 degree below, people had to climb down from the fourth floor and dash across the street in order to go to the toilet. The government had taken some step in favor of workers. The schooling system was developed and arrangements were done for factory workers and peasants to study in universities. Many facilities were provided to the workers like crutches where you can put your small kid and in the meanwhile you can do your work. Cheap public health care, model living quarters, etc. These are the facilities provided by the government to their workers. Question related to the topic: mention the positive and negative aspect of the Bolshevik government on Soviet Union and its people. You can write um, industries and banks were nationalized and peasants permitted to cultivate land that was socialized. Central planning introduced and targets set for 5 year period. Economic growth took place. Industrial production increased by 100% in ACE, oil, coal, and steel. New factories came up. Extended schooling system introduced with a motivation of education. Along with this, crèches were established in factories for the children of women and workers. Cheap public health care was provided. Any three positive point and negative point you can write that rapid construction led to the poor working condition in the city of Magnitogorsk. The construction of a steel plant was achieved in 3 years. Workers lived hard life and through the result was 550 stoppage of work in the first 5 year alone. In living quarters in the winter time, 40 degree below, people had to climb down from the fourth floor and dash across the street in order to go to the toilet. These are the negative aspect. Fine. Now we are going to talk about Stalinism and collectivization. Stalin succeeded to power after the death of Lenin. To achieve a desired goal, every government of a country requires a proper planning. 5 year planning is one such type of planning. The concept of 5 years planning was introduced by Russia. This plan was first introduced by Joseph Stalin in the year of 1928 and his idea was known as Stalinism. Let's study about Stalinism and collectivization. During 1927 and 28, the towns of Soviet Russia was facing problem of grain supplies. The government fixed price at which grain must be sold, but the peasant reluctant. The price which is fixed by the government for the grain to sold, the peasant refused to sell their grain to government buyers at these prices. Then Stalin had the belief the rich peasants and traders were holding stocks in the hope of higher prices. Stalin asked his party members to tour with the grain producing areas and raid the kulaks. Kulaks were the rich, well to do peasants in Russia. But when the problem of grain storage didn't end, the decision was taken to the collective farms. Stalin thought that small lands are the reason for low productivity, so farms should be modernized. This could be achieved only after eliminating kulaks, take away land from peasants, and establish large farm controlled by state. This policy actually termed as collectivization. Land taken by the kulaks and all lands together work for the production. The peasants were forced by the party members to cultivate in collective farms, also known as kolkhoz. So, collective farms is known as kolkhoz. Peasants worked on the land, and the profit on the collective farms was shared among these all. Those who resisted collectivization were deported or exiled. Stalin government also allowed some peasants to do independent cultivation, but they treated them unsympathetically. During 1930-1933, the poor harvest results in famine in the Soviet Union, in which more than 4 million people died. Many members within the party criticized the consequences of collectivization. Stalin and his supporters took this as a conspiracy against the socialism. Conclusion: accusations were made throughout the country, and by 1939, over 2 million were in prison or labor camps. A large number were forced to make false confessions under torture and executed. Several among them were talented professional also. Question related to the topic: who headed the Communist Party of Russia after the death of Lenin? Answer is Stalin. Who were kulaks? Kulaks were the well to do peasants of Russia. Why the Stalin government wanted to eliminate kulaks? After 1917, land had been given over to peasants. These small sized peasant farms could not be modernized. To develop modern farms and run them along industrial line with machinery, it was necessary to eliminate kulaks, take away land from peasant, and establish state controlled large farms. Explain the collectivization policy of Stalin. So, what you need to write under this? The collectivization policy was introduced by Stalin, who came in power after the death of Lenin. It was argued that grain shortage was partially due to the small size of holding. Third, to develop modern farm and run they along industrial lines with machinery, it was necessary to eliminate kulaks, take away land from peasants, and establish a state-controlled large farm. Next point, from 1929, government forced all peasants to cultivate in collective farms, kolkhoz. Peasants work on the land and kolkhoz profit was shared. Next point, enraged peasant resisted authorities and destroyed their livestock between 1929 to 1931. The number of cattle fell by one third. And last, Stalin government allowed some independent cultivation but treated such cultivator unsympathetically. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.